Hey YouTube, what's going on? This is hopesvoix makeup coming to you with another makeup tutorial. What I'm doing today, I have no idea. I'm actually headed to a kids party with my son, and I use that as an excuse to do a full face of makeup. I haven't done my makeup all week. All I do during the week is slap on my brows, put on some mascara, put on some moisturizer, and a lippy, and that's about it. That's all you're gonna get out of me during the week. So when I do have an event to go to, I try to do it up, especially for the sake of filming and everything. So if you want to see what I came up with, please keep watching. And I already moisturized my face with this Up and Up, what is this called? Dual Effects Moisturizer. It's a moisturizer that has, what is this thing called? Is it salicylic acid? I might be pronouncing it wrong. If I am pronouncing it wrong, please let me know. But I'm using this because I have thing 1 and thing 2 bothering me today. Well, for the past few days. So anyway, again, if you want to see what I come up with, please keep watching. Hey y'all, first thing we're gonna do is jump into the brows. I'm using my BH Cosmetics Studio Pro Brow Pomade in the shade Ebony, and I'm using an angled brow brush to go ahead and apply that and arch my brows. Next, I'm going in with my Becca Backlight Primer. I really enjoy this primer. It really keeps a handle on the oil that my skin produces, even though it is a luminous primer. It is supposed to make your skin look radiant. It doesn't make me look greasy, if you get what I'm saying. I really love it. And if you've been watching my videos for the time that I have been on here, you know that I love to color correct. Color correcting is my thing after I put on my primer. I'm using the LA Girl Pro Conceal Orange Corrector, and this has been old faithful for me. I absolutely love this color corrector. I've heard good things about the BH Cosmetics one, so I think I might give that one a try, but this one is definitely a staple. So I am blending out the orange color corrector with my fingers. And of course, my next step is to go ahead and clean up my brows. I'm using the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Toffee, my staple shade. I love this one. I tried Fawn, but I like this one better. Fawn is pretty popular too. Now I'm taking that same concealer and I'm adding it onto my eyelids to use as a primer. And I'm going in with my concealer brush to go ahead and blend out that concealer underneath the brow and above the brow and on top of my eyelid to prep for my eyeshadow. Taking the BH Cosmetics 28 color modern matte palette, I'm taking a pale white shade and I'm using that to set the concealer on top of my eye in order to prep for my color eyeshadow, and I'm placing it all over my lid. I'm just pretty much setting all the way up to my brow bone. Taking that same palette, I'm using the Salmon shade as my transition shade. Again, I had no clue what I was getting ready to do. I just kind of looked through the palette and just picked out colors that I wanted to use. So I don't really think this salmon color was the best transition shade for this look, but it was already on, so I had to just go for it and go with it. Now with that same palette again, I'm taking this blue-green shade. I wouldn't really call it turquoise because it's not dark enough to be turquoise, so I just call it blue-green, and I'm using that on my outer V. I had to pack this color on quite a bit, as you will see further on in the video, because it would just not give me enough. I mean, it's giving off good color, but it just kept sweeping away. Like, it wouldn't hold tight onto my eyelid. It wouldn't stay put, pretty much. So I had to build it up excessively. Not only this color, but the other color that I actually placed on my lid, I had to do the same. So this matte, what I think I should have done is, instead of setting the concealer with a powder, I think I should have just placed the color shadows directly on top of that. I think it would have helped everything to stick a little bit better and not just easily sweep away. Now I'm taking the green shade out of the same palette and I'm using that to pack onto my lid. These mattes are pretty powdery. They are very powdery, but again, I think I would have had much better luck had I just placed it directly on top of my primer or my concealer. I think that would have worked a whole lot better. So right here, I'm continuing with those colors. Now I'm taking that blue and I'm adding it into my crease to try to intensify it a little bit more, because the one that was going on my lid was really starting to just fly away. It's like it just flew off my outer eyelid. So I just went in and blended in some into my crease and I patted in some more color. So next time I use this palette, I'm gonna definitely use the concealer alone rather than putting a powder on it, because again, these are very powdery. So right here, I just continue to go back and forth, adding on more color and blending and adding on more color, and it just goes on forever and ever until I got the intensity that I wanted with these colors, because these are vibrant colors, so I really wanted them to stand out. Now on my waterline, I'm taking this Colourpop eyeliner in the shade Bee Sting. I really love when I get to use this in combination with other blues that are as vibrant as this eyeliner is. It is so beautiful. Now going back into that BH Cosmetics 28 color matte palette, I'm taking that cream shade or peach shade or beige, I'm not sure, I can't remember what color it is, but I'm taking that and I'm placing that on my brow bone to highlight my brow bone. Now for my wing, I am taking this NYX matte liquid liner and I'm going to create my wing. Again, when I get to my eyelid, I really like to make that line thin. I don't like thick. Well, I like my wing on the outside to be thick, but I don't like the line on top of my lid to be too thick. So I just try to even out the wing and make it as thick as possible without dragging the thickness onto my lid. So I'm just gonna let it be so you can see what I'm talking about. So that is how it looks once I'm done. Now I'm going in with my Milani Conceal and Perfect Foundation. And this is the shade, I believe it's number 12, Spiced Almond. I might be wrong though. Yes, I am right. I am not wrong. It is number 12 in Spiced Almond. This color is a little bit too neutral for me. I actually purchased the shade number 13. I believe it's shade 13 Chestnut before I bought this, and Chestnut was a little bit too deep for me. So I said, well, let me go a shade up. And when I tried it on in the store, it was fine, but looking at it on camera and while I was putting it on with my light, it just was too light. But I continued to blend it out. I blended as if my life depended on it. And once I got done with the rest of my face, it all worked out. I mean, I could tell that it was light, but other people probably couldn't tell that much that it was too light for me. I don't think it was light. I just think it was too neutral or cool. Right here, I'm just filling in the brow that I lost from me blending in the foundation as if my life depended on it. Now for my highlight, I am taking this Maybelline concealer. This concealer was actually warmer than that foundation, but it's all good. I just went with it. I'm taking this in the shade Cafe, or is it Deep? No, I think Cafe is the deepest shade, but the way they numbered it, the shade before, or the shade after Cafe, I'm sorry, is actually lighter than Cafe in the Maybelline concealers, which I think is very, very weird, but I'm glad I figured it out because that other one would have been too light for me. So I'm using my Beauty Blender Pro to go ahead and blend that out. And again, I place it underneath my eye, the bridge of my nose, my cupid's bow, my forehead, and my chin, and I blend to my satisfaction. Now to set that highlight, that concealer, I'm using my Laura Mercier translucent powder. I have fallen completely in love with this translucent powder. I have been asleep for so long. I just thought that it would just have me looking a hot ashy mess, but it actually, I really, really like it. It's really, really good. And it's fine. It's not chunky. It doesn't make me look dry underneath my eyes. It really allows everything to look smooth and not cakey. And of course, my favorite, the Black Radiance Soft Focus Powder. I love this for setting my entire face. It's not a thick powder. It's a thin one, but it really gives you good coverage. So I guess that's why they call it a finishing powder, because it's not supposed to be something that is too opaque, but it's kind of sheer, but it really gets the job done. And this is the shade Creamy Bronze Finish. Now to contour my face, of course you all know I don't cream contour. I use bronzer to contour my face. I'm taking this CoverGirl bronzer in the shade Ebony Bronze. This is the deepest shade they have in their bronzers. I think it is, and I love, love, love this for warming up the face. And the brush that I'm using is the e.l.f. contour brush. I use this brush to just really give me those sharp lines before I go in with my Morphe blender brush to blend everything out. I use it to just give me that sharp line of demarcation to really chisel those cheekbones and my nose and the other areas of my face that I want to contour. And after that's done, of course, I'm taking my Morphe M530 contour blender and I'm blending out the contour around my cheekbones where I use the e.l.f. brush to chisel everything, my jawline, and also my forehead. So I'm just blending everything out so that way it doesn't look too harsh. Now going back into that BH Cosmetics 28 color matte palette, I'm taking that blue-green shade and I'm using that underneath my lash line to give my lash line some color to match the top of my eye. I'm not going in with the green, just the blue. Now to add a little bit more warmth to my face, I'm going into my favorite blush palette, my e.l.f. blush palette in dark, and I'm taking the shade that I pointed out to go ahead and make my cheeks nice and rosy and give my face its color back. For my lashes, I'm using my holy grail, my Maybelline Push-Up Angel, well, Falsies Push-Up or Push-Up Angel Falsies mascara. I don't know, but I love it. Now for my favorite highlighter palette at the moment, I'm taking my Anastasia Beverly Hills and Nicole Guerriero collab glow kit, and I'm taking the shade Forever Lit and I'm putting that in my inner corner. Also, I am taking that same shade and using it underneath my brow bone because I needed more bling up there. For the rest of my face highlight, I'm using the shade Forever Young to highlight my cupid's bow, my chin. I highlighted the bridge of my nose, the tip of my nose, and my cheekbones. Look how I glow. It's so pretty. Taking these Wet n Wild lashes, not sure what they are called. I'm using that with my House of Lashes clear lash glue to apply my lashes. And these lashes weren't half bad. They were pretty good. I applied one side already, so I was just doing the other side because y'all know the struggle is real with me and these lashes. Now for my favorite part, the lips. I'm taking this Maybelline lipstick from the Buffs line in the shade 930 Truffle Tease, and I'm going over top of that with Colourpop's Ultra Glossy Lip in the shade Finders Keepers. Truffle Tease is a bit too pale, so I just went over it with Finders Keepers because Finders Keepers is a pink toned lip gloss, and I thought it would tone it down. And I figured since my eyes are so vibrant, I might as well do a nude lip. I did think about doing a bold lip, but I really didn't want to take away from the eye look. Now to further set my face, I'm using this e.l.f. makeup setting mist. And that right there, peeps, is the finished look. I really didn't know what I was going to come up with, but I really love the end result. This is a great one, especially for the spring season. I hope you all enjoy, and thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and follow me on social media. Bye!